Terra Island, a tour of Terminus. From the long disused mining tunnels to its use as a World War II resupply depot, to the structures built as part of a shuttered CIA black site, there's a wealth of discoveries to be made across Terminus Island. Given the more recent evidence of heinous biological experimentations led by the nefarious Project Janus group, our newly freed Requiem crew will need to stay on their toes. Cells and guard station. At the top of the prison sits a series of holding cells where the Requiem crew have been biding their time for the last half-decade. The paint is peeling, the ducts are rusting, and there's an odd smell coming from one of the air vents. Adjacent is the guard station where your handlers, Peck and Strauss, have barricaded themselves, as well as a lower interrogation room, with the remnants of a torture session still visible. Security Overlook and Control Center. A cracked concrete overlook lies below a guard tower, which leads to a 2-level control center with monitor banks and a well-stocked armory. Further down the embankment the prison is built on, the remains of a Project Janus communications structure seem to have been well maintained until the recent incursion. Living quarters, storage, and mess hall. The large storage area leads down an unloading ramp to the rec yard, and on either side is an older structure built in 1942, when the US Navy established a resupply base on the island. Nearby is an engineering room, stocked with electronics and tables to tinker on. Sea Tower. Explore the Dark Ether Reactor, DAR, Sea Tower, a gun emplacement atop an octagonal tower, with attached metal ramps and gantries, and an ascender, all the way down to the gigantic concrete footings. Gun Battery Platform. A massive World War II vintage gun emplacement rests atop a thick concrete platform, seemingly modified by Project Janus in recent years as part of an unusual experiment. Sea caves and mining tunnels. Below the outer areas of the island prison are a pair of subterranean tunnels, one naturally occurring, and the other man-made, dug out toward the end of the 19th century, when the island's long-mined-out coal reserves were being greedily exploited. Biolab. An impressive feat of engineering awaits on the island. A large sea cave has been completely hollowed out, and a large-scale secret research facility has been constructed within the cavern walls. Multi-level gantry walkways and stairs are clamped to the outer walls, and what appears to be an experimentation chamber lies within. Inclined lift and maglev elevator. Though the biolab is set within a huge cavern, it has multiple pathways outward thanks to an inclined lift that periodically trundles up to the top level behind the living quarters. Further around the biolab gantries is an operational Project Janus-constructed maglev elevator. Shipwreck. Despite the radar buoys in close proximity, the remains of a shipping tanker indicate just how treacherous the waters around Terminus Island are. Slowly rusting from stern to prow, the salt waters have eaten away at the hull, though the main deck is still seemingly accessible. The outer islands. To the northwest is Temple Island, with its odd pillar-like carvings. Due east is Castle Rock Island, named after the natural stone edifice jutting from the tidal sands that appears to be an old fortification. The largest of the 3 outcrops is Crab Island, where Project Janus disposal crews would discard the remains of their science team's unwholesome experiments. The seas around Terminus Island are also home to something more foreboding. A terror in the water, writhing up from an irradiated cloud and violently attacking those that remain outside the confines of the prison for too long.